All right, welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another video. Thank you for joining on this late night stream this Thursday. And today we're going to talk through a couple different topics, but the first topic that I found was pretty interesting is that Tesla has responded to December discounts that actually came out really recently. One of my viewers, one of the Patreon members, actually sent me this screenshot. I thought it was super interesting. Shout out to you, Finance Fox, Andrew. Thank you for sending me this screenshot. We're going to take a look at it because Tesla has responded to the most recent price discounts or the adjusted discounts in January for people that might have bought in December. And spoiler alert, it's not good news. We'll take a look at exactly what they said and just the unfortunate news with that. And then, of course, a variety of other topics throughout tonight as well. But welcome back to the stream. Before we get into that, though, let's run the intro real quick. Thanks for watching another stream. Thanks for watching another video. My name is Dennis, and I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on a Tesla at the best possible price, or just getting really good financing on your Tesla. We stream for 30 minutes to an hour a day at this point regarding Tesla buying content. So definitely hit that subscribe if you are interested. And if today's video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link down below in the description, but more on that later. All right, so if you don't know, there was most recently some big price cut discounts across all the different models in January, from anywhere from $3,000 to $9,000 to even $21,000 off of the price of the vehicle. But this was only after in December, it was a pretty crazy month. To catch you up on everything, December 1st of 2022, there was a $3,750 discount on the Model 3 and the Model Y. That got bumped to add 10,000 free supercharging miles on the 15th. And then if I remember correctly, on December 21st, it was then brought up to $7,500 discount on the Model 3 and Model Y on all different trims and everything. And now we kind of, after the dust has settled, we know exactly why they did that. They were not going to hit their number, it seems like, and they came in at around 407,000 deliveries for Q4, when the analysts expected like 420 or 430,000 deliveries, somewhere around that. So Tesla tried to push the needle. They added all those discounts, and then on top of that, when the new year ran over and that $7,500 discount stopped for the Model 3 and the Model Y, we went 12 days without any sort of word on anything, because then the $7,500 tax credit kicked in on the January 1st, and certain vehicles like the Model 3 that was under 55K at the time, when the long range wasn't, started to qualify. So like the standard range was, I think, like $48,000 at the time that qualified, but no Model Ys qualified for the tax credit. And then now bring full forward to last Thursday, Tesla released massive price cuts, showing you on the screen right now, across all their different models. And so a lot of people are wondering, like, hey, I just bought a Tesla in December. I did get $7,500 in discount, but what's going on? Like, now you've dropped the price even lower. Like, what can you do for me? And so I've really felt like, this was pretty huge, to say the least, right? To go from $66,000 to $53,000 on a Model Y long range, that's pretty insane at the end of the day, $13,000. So, but now we have an answer from Tesla. So shout out to Finance Fox, Andrew. He sent me this screenshot from his email. Oh, that's cool. He's actually watching my video too. You can see the little thing in the corner. But he sent me this screenshot last night, and you can see the title of it. It says recent price changes. Hello, Andrew. Thank you for contacting Tesla support. Tesla makes occasional changes to the pricing of our vehicles and feature offerings for various reasons, including the promotion of innovation. I don't know what that exactly means, but promotion of innovation. Okay, whatever. Our recent price adjustment is a reflection of our continued efforts to transition the world to sustainable energy. Okay, that really doesn't say anything either. Like, we've heard from other markets, like Tesla China specifically, saying that the reason why they dropped the price on their Teslas was because their production, their materials, all that stuff was a little bit more efficient, so they could pass that discount to the customer. But this first paragraph doesn't really, make, it has no reason. It just seems kind of just fluff, right? Innovation, adjustments of, continued efforts of transit, it's just saying we wanted to drop the price because we wanted to sell more Teslas at the end of the day. That's how I read it. I don't know. Do you guys read that, slightly different or not? But that's exactly how I read it. So the second paragraph, it continues to say, please, quote, please understand that you received the vehicle at the price that you contracted for, and we do not offer retroactive price adjustments. But we are confident that you will continue to enjoy your new vehicle. So, that basically hits the nail on the head. That kills anything, unfortunately, for anybody that was hoping Tesla would give something in terms of like a price adjustment, or, for anyone that paid a higher price in December, or really anything in the past. And we already knew this already, but it is kind of interesting to see that they've put this, they've released this messaging to the customer. But at the end of the day, I do feel like Tesla should do something. I feel like they should give, something to the customers that paid a higher price throughout quarter four, or maybe even last year. And I think the way to do that is either by giving them full self-driving, a trial of full self-driving, or even 10,000 supercharger miles. Get, owners, that people that paid a higher price that, of course might feel slighted. Give them something that will get them excited in the brand, the Tesla, the features again. Like, that's why I think full self-driving as a trial would be absolutely perfect. But, so that's why I created a petition. It's change.org/Tesla refund. Check it out. Sign the petition and join the cause if you want to. We are at 613 strong, actually. So pretty crazy, pretty insane that. But I certainly feel like Tesla should give something to the customers out there that paid. And this could raise adoption as well of the full self-driving if we started to give a bunch of free trials out there. So that's why I like this idea, but let me know what you think on it as well. But at the end of the day, Tesla has came out and said that, they are quote, not going to offer any retroactive price adjustments. And then, so of course, they're confident they're going to enjoy your new vehicle. But let me know what you guys' thought on it. Thank you, Finance Fox. I see you just jumped in and join. So we're going to jump into some of the comments and the questions. But before we get into that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down below in the description, there is a Patreon link where you can support the channel. And after you join the Patreon, there's a variety of benefits, including actually scheduling a call with me, where you can ask me any questions about buying a Tesla, selling a Tesla, or even financing a Tesla. And after you join the call, you get a link to my buying guide, which has links to all the resources that I use to get the best possible deal at the best possible price, including a couple credit unions on that list that have interest rates as low as 3%. So definitely check it out if you're interested. But let's jump into some of the comments, some of the questions. Yang, yo, Alexis, welcome back. Did they happen to mention any used car price drops? Not yet. A few more days. I would say next Wednesday, we will check in on the used car market if we can, maybe Thursday, just to see, because I think that's going to be a good time when the dust actually settles. Hey gang, long day with creditors tomorrow. We got to pay $3,800 down and go with Tesla. Delivery is Monday. Congrats on the Tesla. You hopefully have a good, smooth delivery at the end of the day. Yang, Alexis, are you planning to buy a used Tesla? Yeah. Zachary, Model Ys are too small for me. I'm waiting on the Cybertruck. Man, we are all going to be waiting on that Cybertruck. It seems like it might actually be coming out this year from what we've seen. Some pictures of the Gigapress and all that stuff. But I think it's going to be really realistically 2024 at the end of the day. Daniel, welcome. My current order is 55,990, eliminating the tax benefit. Lots of inventory Model Ys at this price. Do you think Tesla will account for this with further discounts to move inventory? If so, when? I do think that might be happening, because it seems like inventory is stuck for certain. Well, it is for Model Ys, because there's a lot of Model Ys above that 55K price point. So if it's either going to be at 3 different points, it's going to be end of January, end of February, or end of March, because even though Tesla's not a dealership, they still kind of work in dealership, timing. And so end of month is always going to be a better timing to try and buy something. Finance Fox, welcome. Yeah, exactly. Delphi, la la la, exactly. Hellcat Rambo picked up my Model 3 Performance, appreciate the advice, and got me a good deal. Yeah, congrats. Enjoy the Tesla. Congrats on that. What color did you get? I'm curious. Melvin, just got delivered today. Brand new Model 3 2023 deep blue metallic. Sick. Love it. Dang, everybody's getting Teslas. I want to get a new Tesla. Yeah, congrats to all of you. Hopefully you guys took hopefully my advice was helpful. You got a good rate or you got a good deal. At the end of the day, getting into a Tesla is very exciting. Could be nervous in time, but congrats to all of you. Yang, I'm debating because Tesla downgraded the performance brakes and smaller rotors on the back of the wheels, which is lame. I mean, I saw that article and I was like, whatever, like not big, not big, huge, big of a deal. Brakes aren't, they are important. I get that, especially if you want to go, zoom and fast everywhere. But I think they probably still have good stopping power at the end of the day. Would you know of any good credit unions? Check out the channel. There's a ton of videos on credit unions. Given out a lot of different advice. But I will be making an updated credit union video probably next, if not this weekend, next week for sure, because I found a couple new credit unions that might, have interesting rates. I just have to research them to make sure everything is, good with them and they're really easy to join, because I do not want to recommend it if it's not good. Alexis, oh, by the way, Dennis, used car inventory up to 425 today for Model 3. Very nice, very nice. Superman, I haven't seen you in a while, I feel like. I'm seeing many sub 30K Model 3. Yeah, exactly. I think there's a ton out there. Kyle, going to take my Model Y test drive tomorrow, maybe ordering tomorrow if I love it. Okay, I would say my recommendation, try and find one. Try and find one in inventory. If they can, ask the Tesla rep to secure you one. And so that way you can take delivery. So that way you can take delivery before February and March if you're trying to go for that tax credit. Excuse me. For that tax credit. But yeah, welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another video. Today, this next topic, we are going to talk about the Tesla referral program. It is back. It actually came back late last year, but it looks like Tesla has added a huge couple different features to that program. We'll talk about the exact how it actually works and what things you can buy from Tesla to actually count as referral credit. But if you're new here, my name is Dennis and I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on a Tesla at the best possible price, or just getting really good financing on your Tesla. So if you're interested in any of that, please hit that subscribe. And today's video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link down below in the description, but more on that later. All right, so let's take a look at this. So this was an article from drivetesla.canada. It looks like Tesla now allows you to buy full self-driving capability, enhanced autopilot, and acceleration boost with referral credits. Looks like this article was posted today, and this is actually pretty huge. I mean, maybe, of course, 240,000 credits might be a lot, but some of this other stuff might be more reasonably priced if you can do a lot of referrals. Of course, the bad thing with this at the current state of the referral program is the referral program only allows solar purchase referrals, not vehicle referrals yet. Not like how they used to open it up where you could refer a ton of people to buy a Tesla and get credit and points for each and every one. So, I mean, this is good news because hopefully, in the future, they will open that up. I can imagine if sales, get a little shaky and not as aggressive, or maybe the discounts don't seem to be working to get more units for Tesla. Tesla's going to pull out all the stops, all the tricks in the bags that we've seen them do in the past. And of course, with bringing the referral credit program back in full with vehicle referrals, I can easily see them doing this. But really cool that you can be able to purchase, a $15,000 package, the full self-driving package, or even some of the other ones with referral credits. So I'm excited to see this come back into the loop if if it can actually work really well or not. But you can see right here, full self-driving sets you back 240,000 credits, meaning at the current state, 40 Tesla solar purchases. Acceleration boost is 40,000 credits, 7 referrals, and on and on and on. If you don't know where to go in your Tesla, if you just bought the Tesla and you want to make some referrals, or I guess Tesla solar referrals, and you don't know where to go, you can actually go into your app, go to like the corner profile, the top right corner, hit the profile, you will see your name, your vehicle, and all that stuff, and then just go to Lootbox. Go to Lootbox right there, and that's where you'll get your referral link. You'll be able to see how many credits you have, and then you can share your referral link with anybody else out there to hopefully sell and get them to get some solar. Because if you're in California, solar seems to be changing as well with like NEM 2 or NEM 3.0. I have no idea how it actually works, but it might be a good time to try and lock in and sign up to get your name in the queue to get on that solar bug. But hopefully Tesla brings this back with vehicle referrals. I can easily see them doing that pretty soon, maybe in the next month or two, or maybe by summer, and that would be amazing because we can get some swag or even full self-driving for 15 or 240,000 points at the end of the day. So we'll jump into some of the comments and the questions. But this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link down below in the description. If you want to support the channel, you can check it out down below. But let's jump into some of the questions. John Macon, I'm literally sick because I took delivery on December 15th and I'm under about $20,000. Terrible. Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a tough situation, especially with purchasing those, these vehicles, and Tesla was able to Tesla just pulled the pricing and dropped, $13,000 to $20,000 in some vehicles. So it is kind of scary that a manufacturer can do that. So this is that screenshot we were talking about earlier about how recent price changes, basically Tesla responded to that and said they're basically not going to offer any sort of retroactive price at all, which is unfortunate. But that's why I do feel like Tesla should offer, full self-driving or 10,000 supercharger miles or something to try, and it's a PR thing. It makes Tesla look good, and also gets owners excited about the cars as well. When are you getting your Model X? Good question. Thanks for asking, Yang. Maybe soon. Maybe it'll be shown soon. Big Daddy Apple, I just placed an order for a long range, but kind of want to swap to performance. Do you think it's worth it? Are we talking Model 3 performance or Model Y performance? Model 3 performance, yeah. If you can swing the payment, if you like performance speed cars, it's it's what, $4,000 more than the other price. Let's see. Let's take a look. Model 3 performance is $53,990. Yeah, and then Model 3 long range is $49,000. So yeah, $4,000 more. That's a good question, because is it $4,000 more car? That's debatable. It's maybe like $2,000 to $3,000 more, but I guess then what is another $1,000 at that point? But I do like it. I do like the performance. Maybe if it was a base one, because I don't want to pay anything more. Well, you can't pay anything more than $55,000, because that's where the tax credit kind of just pulls out after that. Alexis, where are my sub Model 3s? Haven't seen them yet. I bet, you know what, Alexis? We're going to do that on our used car stream in a week. We're going to find you some good options. Not some salvage Model 3s or anything like that, for sure. Matt Clark, I'm trying to find your video on financing. What is it titled? I think it's just titled, just put in my name, my username, and then just type in Tesla financing. You should be able to find it. That's for sure. And I made it pretty recently as well, a couple months ago. So it's still, a lot of the information in there is still good at the end of the day. But if you are looking for one-on-one support help, you can certainly check out my Patreon link down below in the description. After you join, you get a link to my buying guide, which has links to all the resources and all the credit unions that I recommend and refer. If you don't want to go, if you're too lazy to go looking for the video, check out my Patreon down below in the description. And I do respond to all Patreon DMs for any questions that you have. If you're confused or what you want to do or what direction you want to go, I respond to all DMs to my Patreon members as well. So definitely some good stuff, that's for sure. Let's see. No, I'm just wondering where those cars at. Alexis, Tesla Model 3 got down to 30K for a hot minute, then shot back to 35K. Haven't done much since. Yeah, it should go. Used Tesla should be dropping later maybe Thursday. Today's Thursday or Friday. Give it another week, I would say, because the new side, this just happened, what, not even a full week at this point. I think we just hit that 1 week mark, and so we have to give it time for the market to reflect. Zachary Logan, do you suggest buyers finance or pay with cash? Finance if you can get a good rate, like under, sub threes, under two, under three, of course, but if at the same time, if the cash is just burning a hole in your pocket and you don't want to invest it, or you don't want to put it in a savings account, you can get 3.8%, then yeah, I guess you could too. It doesn't, really no difference at this point. Alexis, dealers are 32 to 33K here. Haven't seen any private sales before 30K either. So just wondering. Yeah, it seems like there's gotta be used Teslas in the low 30s at this point. But who knows? I want a black with white interior Model Y long range, waiting for that to dip below 55K. You think that will happen? Let's see. I think because the black interior is what, 1,500, right? And then the white interior is 1,000. Ooh, yeah. So I don't think so. Unless Tesla decides to address this problem with all these vehicles that are kind of stuck in inventory above 55K, I could see them easily adjusting the MSRP another couple, 1 to 2,000, because that would then clear all those vehicles, because all those vehicles would then qualify for the $7,500 tax credit. And that's my question. I guess that's a good poll question as well. Would you buy a Model Y long range today if they discounted it another $1,000 to $2,000? Yes or no? Maybe so. That might be tomorrow's question on the YouTube poll. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about, that every day I basically throw out a poll onto the channel. I put it here on the community page. You probably might see it in your feed. And you see that today's one was, what do you do to your Tesla? And then I put like tint, ceramic, paint protection, all the above. And so I try and do, interesting stuff that I want to see. What's the temperature out there on the market, for sure. Eric, hey Dennis, what is your take on recent news on Radar being added back to Model Y in mid-January 23? Any confirmation when Radar is being added back to new builds starting in January 2023? It's we shall see at this point. Earnings call is in 6 days at this point on January 25th. That's when all the rumors are pointing that something will get released or talked about, this radar vision, all that stuff. So that all we can do at this point, we're so close, there's really no point in speculating. It's just waiting and seeing for that earnings call at the end of the day. Alexis, the credit union interest rate is worth getting. Yeah, exactly. Definitely. Oh, Moaha, welcome back. Haven't heard from you in a while. Getting my Model Y long range delivered tomorrow. Excited, and thank you for all the information you have provided. No, thank you, Moaha, for supporting the channel, scheduling the calls, joining the Patreon, all that stuff. And congratulations on your Model Y. That is for sure. Aquabliss, they should just make every exterior color no charge. It doesn't reduce the price of the gray, white interior. Yeah, why not, right? At the end of the day, this is what actually Tesla should do. I just thought of this like really randomly. This is what they should do. They should just make all the exterior colors free. They should make all the interior colors. They should just make a variety of options free, and then just raise the destination fee, because it seems like this MSRP cap is only on the options and colors and all that stuff, but fees wise, is there a limit on like what companies can pay? I'm talking about this fee right here, the destination fee. Like, what if they just made everything free? You could pick whatever you want, but they made this like a $4,000 destination fee, and then so all the Model Ys and everything would then qualify, but then it would still be under that 55K price cap. What do you think of that? Is that an interest? There's probably something, some rule or some transportation sales government rule that you can't do that, but I'm not sure on that. But definitely some crazy stuff going on out there in the world of Tesla. Always there's stuff right on the horizon of what actually might happen with like the earnings call. We have the end of January, which usually is not an exciting time for Tesla sales, but we don't know yet. But we shall just wait and see at the end of the day. So this next video This next video, we're going to welcome back to stream. Welcome back to another video. This next topic we are going to talk about is the Tesla Model 3 standard range. And it seems like inventory is starting to spike up a little bit, and which it's really weird because that seems to be the Model Y standard range at the current price of what, 43,990. 43,990 after the $7,500 tax credit seems like the best value, best price vehicle, best price Tesla at this point. So why is there so many vehicles in inventory? And why is it just not selling out at this point? And so what does that mean? Does that mean that there might be a price discount or something on the horizon? So that, definitely some pretty interesting stuff. So we're going to take a look at it, and maybe it's just as simple as the Model 3. When you stack a Model Y for essentially $10,000 more than a Model 3, everybody is just going to go with a Model Y at the end of the day. And that's exactly what we tried to figure out. So I actually put a poll out there. And this is what it said. Which Tesla is the best deal right now? All vehicle prices below are adjusted for the $7,500 tax credit. And an overwhelming 65% said the Model Y long range at $45,490 is the best deal here. And then like a second place was the Model 3 standard range, only like very slight second place. Like it was really just, they're all kind of the same. They said that the Model 3 standard range was a second place deal at $36,490. So really it's a $9,000 difference. And I guess that's what's going on. And so we're going to take a look at the inventory charts to see, because it does seem like the inventory is starting to spike. But before we do that, if you're new here, if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis, and I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on your Tesla at the best possible price, or just getting really good financing on your Tesla. So if you're interested in any of that, please hit that subscribe. And today's video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link down below in the description, where you can join and get a variety of benefits. Link down below in the description, but more on that later. All right, so let's take a look at it. Shout out to waitingfortesla.com, a great third-party aggregator site where you can see all the different brand new Teslas that are available for sale. And before I refreshed this earlier today or yesterday, or whatever day I was looking at this, it said like 277 brand new Model Ys available, and now it is creeping up to 309. If we filter this down to Model 3 rear-wheel drive, there's 257 Model 3 rear-wheel drives available for sale, and all of these, every single one of them qualify for that $7,500 tax credit. You can see there's Colorado, Maine, Florida, Texas. Like, these Model 3s are kind of everywhere. It's where it seems like they're everywhere. And so it's weird. Like, maybe the demand isn't there. It seems like it's really easy to get one at the end of the day. And so it seems like there's a good amount. And so taking a look at the Model 3 inventory charts, you can see there is a slight uptick right here. And this is what we know. At least this is what, this short 90-day history from November, December to now has told us that every single time inventory goes up, Tesla gets a little antsy and starts to do something, and which then equals some sort of incentive, discount, or something, right? So, this is, certainly interesting. Maybe, and I'm not saying, Tesla's going to discount something away, but I think there is something here where, this might just be the beginning of the discounts for the Model 3 standard range. Because if we take a look at this graph, they, I say only, but they only discounted at $3,000 from $46,990 to $43,990, because maybe they felt like that was a good sweet spot. But, they certainly could bring that down even more, right? Because if we look at the range of the Model 3 standard range, like, range and as in like historically what has been the price low to high of that Model 3 standard range from the beginning of the existence of the Model 3 standard range. The Model 3 standard range when it first came out in just February of 2019 was $37,000 as a retail price. then went all the way up to like 40-ish, then went back down to 38, and then of course went all the way back up to 47, and now we're at 44. So it certainly is quite possible. Like, well, I'm not saying that Tesla would do it, but the lowest the Model 3 standard range has ever been has been 37,490. So can you imagine if they brought it down to 37,490 and then there was a $7,500 tax credit? That would bring it to a nice even $30,000. What if they just added a little bit more, another 500? That would make it to like 29,500, which would be absolutely insane if they were to do that. That's for sure. And so also regarding the Model 3 standard range inventory, I actually had a call with someone earlier today that checked out my Patreon group and used one of the benefits. Link down below in the description. But we were talking about the Model 3 standard range, and I gave them this advice, like, if you still are waiting for your order to be matched, you can go into a store, you can try and talk to a Tesla sales advisor, see if there's any inventory or current inventory on the way. And he actually already told me that he already did that, and they are going to offer him a free option credit. If you don't know what that is, or if you've never heard of this, that actually happens a lot during November, December. And what that is if you have an order, let's say it's this one right on the screen, a white with black interior, that with 18-inch rims, that's a base Model 3 rear-wheel drive. But let's say that store has a white with black with the 19-inch rims, a $1,000 option coming. I think it's $1,000, a $1,000 option coming into the store next week. The sales advisors, sometimes they have this power, or they can extend you this incentive in which they'll waive the cost of that extra 19-inch rims to then put your name on it, to then lock you down on that sale for the week after. And the person on that scheduled the call with me actually told me that they actually did offer that to him this week. So it seems like Tesla might be getting a little aggressive with the Model 3 standard range. So if there was a vehicle that I felt like Tesla would, start to make some moves on, it is 100% the Model 3 standard range at this point. And the reason why it's not any Model Y, and we could probably make a whole video on Model Y and the market on that, is because there is not, right here, if we look at waiting for Tesla across the country of all the Model Ys that are available, there's no Model Y that's in stock that's under $55,000 today, because that's the threshold. There's like this weird, that's not weird, but there's this, is like invisible line at 55,000, because any vehicle that becomes for sale under 55,000 qualifies for the tax credit, and then are going to get immediately picked up and sold by someone that wants to take advantage of that tax credit. So of course that makes 1,000% sense. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Model 3 standard range, I'm certainly keeping my eye on it, because it seems like that's prime opportunity for something to happen. So if you're in the market for one, if you have patience, I would wait and see a little bit more, especially as we are so close to the earnings call. We're kind of course, I understand there is that tax credit kind of fighting back with you as well. So really, you kind of just have to make the decision yourself, because if you cannot wait until March, because March would change the whole game at the end of the day, because sometime in March, we see right here in the top right, the IRS and the Treasury are supposed to release more guidance on this tax credit. So that could nerf the tax credit for the Model 3 and the Model Y, but we just don't know how that's actually going to play out. So just keep that in mind. If you are 100% wanting to take advantage of this $7,500 tax credit, you have to take a delivery this month or February for that matter. But we're going to jump into some of the comments and the questions, but today's video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link down below in the description. There is a Patreon link where you can support the channel, and there's a variety of benefits, including actually scheduling a call with me, where you can ask me any questions about buying a Tesla, selling a Tesla, or even financing a Tesla. And after you schedule the call, you're going to link to my buying guide, which has links to all the resources that I use to get the best possible deal at the best possible price. So definitely check it out if you're interested. And right now on my guide, is a credit union that has interest rates in as low as 3% for 60 months. And a couple other credit unions as well. So definitely check it out if you're interested. But let's jump into some of the comments. Lexus, waiting for Tesla, used Model 3 info is whack. they aren't showing the California cars. They're way more on EV CPO. Yeah, I haven't tried the used section of waiting for Tesla, but yeah, EV CPO is a little bit better for the used side, that's for sure. Michael Chan, have you been buying Tesla recently, or do you see any more downside? I've actually always been buying Tesla. I have like a monthly thing that just goes and goes and goes at the end of the day. Which the Model Y performance would get the tax credit. You think Elon will eventually lower the price of the Model 3 as well? I mean, anything can happen at this point because the data is showing people are basically deciding with their wallets that if they anything that goes under 55K sells immediately, and they start to see a ton of inventory that stays stagnant in the 56, 57, 58K, Tesla's going to make a move if they need their deliveries at the end of the day. Kyle, when do you have to take delivery before you lose a full tax credit? If order and I came in after that time, what is the cancellation policy? Do you lose the 250? Yes, you just lose the 250. And you have to take delivery before March at this point. So March, it could be March 1st. I would put money on March 1st right now just to be safe, but March 2023. So any day in March, I would say, but probably just March 1st for sure. Dennis, what is your opinion? What is your opinion on what dealers should be able to charge people as a markup for full self-driving and a used Model 3? Do they charge up? You're talking about like what pricing they should do? So I value full self-driving anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000, maybe $4,000 at most. And so that's what it should be, more than if there's another one that doesn't have full self-driving as well. Hey Dennis, do you have any recommendations on auto loan options? Yes. Rakesh, how is the used market, Tesla market right now? Did all the other ones who purchased before these price reductions lost a lot of equity? Used is going down. It will continue to go down. It probably hasn't been, I haven't actually been taking a look at it, but it definitely is. That's why I want to wait another week for next week, because that's when we'll start to see some of the data, because the data is a little lagged. Like it could be a couple days past or something like that. So we'll see how it actually gets hampered with next week. That's for sure. You should make a video update on CVRP. I will definitely watch you talk about it. Yeah, that I'm waiting still for some decisions on that. It seems like from what I've gathered so far, Tesla has not applied for the CVRP for whatever reason. Maybe they're waiting on that. I don't know. So not just yet as well. Any rebate, clean EV rebate for New York? That I actually don't know. If Happy Hippo was here, she could help answer that, but you could probably leave that in the comments later. Someone might actually help you out and give you that answer. Lance, what the heck? LOL, you dollar cost average Tesla stock? Yeah, it's pretty much like every other week there's a little bit that goes into there, like a little bit and a little bit and a little bit and a little bit. I mean, I feel like, I'm long-term Tesla 5, 10, 20 years because, after you get one and you buy one and you drive one, you kind of understand what's going on here, and you can see what's the point of all this. That's for sure. But welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about, did the Tesla price cuts work? And what I mean by worked, did it work in a different way, in a sense that did it spike up demand? Did it spike up interest? And spoiler alert, it certainly did. And also Model Y deliveries, it's now showing, well, maybe not now showing, but it's showing March 2023. And some feedback that I've been getting from a couple people I've talked to, because it seems like there's a variety of date ranges for Model 3s for people that have placed orders recently. And so certainly it looks like demand is back for Tesla, that's for sure. But specifically only like the Model Y at this point. So we're going to jump into that. If you are new here, if you're just joining the stream and the channel, my name is Dennis, and I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on a Tesla at the best possible price, or just getting really good financing on your Tesla. So if you're interested in any of that, please hit that subscribe. And today's video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link down below in the description where you can support the channel, but more on that later. So let's just take a look at this. This is where it kind of inspired this topic. So this is an article for Market Watch, and it says Tesla price cuts spur jump in interest, Edmund says. So taking a look at it, of course, we all know about this point, but Tesla lowered the prices like crazy across the board. And spoiler alert, demand went up. You can see clicks on Tesla vehicle pages on Edmunds rose 4% on all research automakers during the week of ending in January 15th, more than double the week prior. Edmunds said the Tesla Model Y was the second most researched automotive on the site over the time, after the Honda CR-V, marking a jump from number 70 the slot prior week. Model 3 was the 11th most researched vehicle, Edmund said, moving up 36 slots. Appraisals also rose sharply as Tesla owners looked for more information on the impact of the Tesla price cuts. So that's interesting. So it looks like more people were searching for Model Ys, more people were searching for Model 3s. But the third thing was more people were appraising their vehicles, submitting their vehicles, their value worths to Edmunds to figure out like, what is my Tesla worth at this point? Or maybe they're trying to see, could they sell theirs to buy a new one with all the different discounts that were going out there. So certainly makes sense. But another tool that we can kind of track this is Google Trends. Google has this cool tool where you can actually throw in keywords and look at it on a national or even, I think you can go national perspective to see, are a lot of people searching for this. So I put in Tesla. Of course, that's a pretty broad term because there's all these different vehicles and stuff like that. So let's put in Tesla Model Y and see if and look at that. There was a huge jump this past few days because, of course, the price discount. So if we put in Model 3, let's see. Kind of the same thing. A lot of interest coming back into the game there. So let's look at Tesla. Let's get pretty granular. Model Y SR. And you see if that will actually trigger. Okay, yeah, a little jump there as well. And then let's do Model 3 LR to see if there's okay. So interesting. So nothing there. So Model 3 long range kind of spiked down a little bit there. So not as much interest on this key term at the end of the day. But this is something I've also noticed on the website. This has been saying March 2023 for the Model Y. And then, of course, if you switch to Model Y Performance, it switches to February. So this is what I've kind of gathered from people that I've talked to, because anybody that actually schedules a call with me down below in the Patreon, if you want to schedule one, anybody that actually schedules a call with me, I ask them what's your delivery date range and time frame? What is Tesla actually selling you? And it seems like I'm getting answers anywhere from March 9th through February 9th through March 9th, and also February 15th to March 15th. So, be very careful, I would say, if you do have a Model Y on order and your order is not matched to a VIN. Try, everything you can to try and get your order matched to a VIN ASAP, because the worst thing that could happen is your delivery gets pushed past into mid-March, late March, or even April, and this tax credit portion gets completely changed because the IRS, the Treasury, certainly might come out at some point and release more information on that, which could cut that EV tax credit in half for the Model 3 or Model Y. And, that could be a worse situation for you. That's for sure. So definitely that's kind of my PSA on it. So, be wary out there, be wary, because, we don't know what exactly could happen. So I think I put a poll on this as well. I want to see, let's see, because I want to see are people actually comparing it or not. But yeah, basically that's it. So anyways, let's jump into some of the comments and some of the questions. I'm sorry, it's getting a little late, that's for sure, but we are going to be back tomorrow as well. Thank you for joining on the stream, and thanks for joining the channel. But let's jump into some of the comments and questions. Marwa, they are decreasing destination fee, and they already increased the price of the charger. That is why I like to take delivery sooner and later. It seems like they're looking for ways to get more money. Yeah, exactly. On the flip side, I am aware that prices can go down further. No one knows. Yeah, no one knows exactly. Dennis, it's Aaron. Everything you do is amazing. Thank you, Darren. Thank you. That's for sure. Thanks for coming in and dropping that comment. Definitely appreciate it. Chris, people are ranting about price drop. Given the situation, I don't think there will be another price drop. Yeah, I mean, never say never, right? I mean, we've got, tons, tons relatively, or tons of Model 3 inventory. It's starting to creep up just a little bit. And then we also have, Model Y inventory as well. Like, of course, not necessarily creeping up a little bit, but kind of just staying stagnant. It's not selling out. And, there was times when Tesla was selling out. Of course, like maybe those times were in a different time where materials weren't coming in frequently and all that stuff. But, we could, well, I'm not sure what the goal, right, of Tesla sales executives are. Are they don't want to keep any inventory at all? They just want to produce and then sell right away? Or what is their goal for balance? Or do they want to keep some inventory so that they can sell on when it, sits there for a little bit? I mean, don't know. We don't know exactly. I mean, I would assume they don't want to keep inventory on their lots for as long at all, but who knows at this point. Eric, I don't think the IRS will enforce the rules of the battery minerals until April and May. The rules may come out in March, but there should be a grace period beforehand. The government is slow. Yeah, I mean, that could certainly make sense. But, Tesla's got to have more information than we do. And there's got to be a reason why they put this. It says until March 23, deliveries March 2023. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you could be 100% right, but well, I guess we're just reading what Tesla says here. Misty and the Tesla employees too actually will damage a lot in the company if they keep their horrible attitude. Yeah, Tesla employees, yeah, I can certainly see where you're coming from. We don't know if this was written by like one Tesla employee or multiple, like a copy paste or some sort of like PR statement. But this was what we were talking about in our first topic in the video, and how Tesla responds to recent price changes. And they basically says, and at the end of the day, we do not offer retroactive price adjustments, unfortunately. So, but that's why we created this change.org petition, because we want to see if Tesla, we want to make a voice, give a voice that Tesla should do, and give something to the customers out there that purchased last year or purchased with a higher price within Q3, Q4. That's what I would say. I would say just give full trial, full self-driving at the day. But thanks for watching this video, guys. Please hit that like if you enjoy it. Actually, one more thing. Lance, I took delivery of a Model Y long range December 23. I got screwed out of 13K. While I do enjoy the Model Y, I will forever hate the Tesla company, and I will continue to badmouth Tesla to anyone that will listen. But your channel is still cool with me. Thanks, Lance. Yeah, I mean, that's why I feel like Tesla would give something. Lance, what would you want from Tesla? I mean, of course, like, asking for the discount is tough, but like, would you think it would be cool if they gave you full self-driving as a trial for 1 to 2 years, to try and get you excited on the technology and stuff like that? Because I mean, or do they give you full self-driving plus 10,000 supercharger credit or something like that? Who knows, right? Miggy, if you take delivery anytime during March, you will potentially not get the $7,500 tax credit. It's not necessarily that. It's more so the IRS and Treasury are supposed to release more guidelines on which vehicles actually qualify. And, we don't know if it's like, if they release it on March 1, vehicles become disqualified on March 1. But that's kind of what happened last year in like August or November when they released the new Inflation Reduction Act. So I would just be, if you're trying to lock in that $7,500 tax credit, try and take delivery ASAP, if not this month or February at the end of the day. But thanks for watching this video. Please hit that like if you enjoy it. Thanks for joining on this late Thursday night stream, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.